Hello and welcome to episode number 2 of WITM, in which WITM's own Intercontinental Champion, the Laughing Evangelist Gerald, is on his way to the ring where he will make the long awaited announcement of who he has chosen to represent Team Raw in 6 days at Survivor Series as they take on Team SmackDown led by WITM's own Dalton Roush in the biggest Survivor Series elimination tag team match ever. 4-on-4, where each member of the winning team, which will be comprised of a main event level superstar as captain, a tag team, and a mid-carder. Gerald is on his way to the ring now to name which Raw tag team and which Raw mid-carder he has chosen to represent Team Raw at Survivor Series, and then he'll be in action against a rival of his, the Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman. So we're going to head on over to WWE 2K17, since unfortunately 2K18 does not have the cutscenes, the custom cutscenes from last year. So that means, of course, the arena and the graphics and the attires of the people and the promos are going to look a little bit different. But that's just how we're going to have to make do this year until 2K18 hopefully patches in the custom cutscenes. Alright, so let's head over to 2K17 and see what Gerald has to say regarding his choices for Team Raw Survivor Series. Back home in Grand Rapids, Michigan, before I became a WWE superstar, I had the honor of coaching a semi-professional football team. It was then that I truly learned what it means to be a leader, mentor, coach, and captain. But in the end, I learned just as much from my team as they learned from me. Eventually, WWE tryouts came to Grand Rapids. My team, knowing that I was a big fan of the WWE, pulled some money together and told me to take it to pay for entry into that WWE tryout. I was hesitant at first. After all, I'm not exactly a teenager anymore. And I have no prior wrestling experience. So how in the world could I become a WWE superstar? But it reminded me of some of the things they had learned from me. That the sky is the limit, to always follow your dreams, to never make excuses, and that when opportunity knocks, if you do not answer, you will regret it for the rest of your life. And so, I went to that tryout, and the rest is history. It's because of that team and the values I learned in that position of leadership that I could stand in this ring as a WWE superstar, the Intercontinental Champion, and your team captain for Monday Night Raw. Now as for SmackDown Live's captain, Dalton Roush. He is a talented opponent, no doubt, but rather than keeping his eye on how to get towards his future goals and working endlessly towards reaching them, he looks towards the past and believes based on that alone he should be given opportunities in the present. The men that I have chosen to be my Team Raw teammates at Survivor Series do not try to coast by on their past success. They are hungry to seize opportunities right now in the present in order to secure their future. And so, it is an honor to announce who I have chosen to compete for Team Raw and title opportunities. The Raw tag team I have chosen has always had a fun, positive attitude, and though many may underestimate them, they do all they can to back up what they claim in the ring. Would you please welcome Team Raw's representatives from the tag team division, Big E and Kofi Kingston of the New Day. Kofi Kingston speaks. Gerald, my man, You are looking mighty sharp in that suit. And might I add, what a fine choice you've made in choosing the New Day as Team Raw's tag team representatives. Big E speaks. And you know why Gerald chose the New Day as his partners in the biggest traditional Survivor Series match of all time? It's because New Day rocks. New Day rocks. New Day rocks. Xavier Woods speaks. Gerald, you've made a very wise decision in choosing my brothers, Big E and Kofi, to fight alongside you at Survivor Series. But who, might I ask, is the final member of Team Raw? Who? Gerald continues. Well, that choice was a very difficult one. Because, to make that decision, I had to consider some very important factors. Which man would be able to both be a major factor in a Team Raw victory at Survivor Series, as well as a worthy potential challenger to my Intercontinental Championship? One thing I always try to instill in my football team is respect for your opponents, even your rivals. And that doesn't change for me here in the WWE. The man I have chosen has been my toughest challenger to date. We've had outstanding battles in this ring, and though we may be rivals, the talent of this man is undeniable, and I know he will be a great asset to Team Raw. The final member of Team Raw at Survivor Series is the monster among men, Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman addresses Gerald. Gerald, let me make one thing very clear. I could flatten you right now and put you right back on the injured list like I did before. There's only one reason that I won't yet, and it's that Intercontinental Championship on your shoulder. I'll play along as part of Team Raw at Survivor Series, but rest assured, after Survivor Series, when we face each other for that Intercontinental Championship, I will finally finish you! And then, you and the world will finally understand why they call me the monster among men. Gerald responds to Braun Strowman. I'm looking forward to that match in the future, as well as our upcoming non-title match tonight. But for now, let's put our differences aside, because for the next 6 days, we're not 4 individual men. We are a collective unit. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Raw. Alright, so we have finally learned what 3 men Gerald has chosen to represent Team Raw at Survivor Series in the 4-on-4 Elimination Tag Team match against Dalton Roush and Team SmackDown, which will be announced in Episode 3. Gerald, of course, will be the captain of Team Raw. If Team Raw wins, he will receive a 1-on-1 Universal title opportunity. For his tag team, from the Raw Tag Team Division, he has chosen Big E and Kofi Kingston of the New Day. So, if Team Raw wins, they will receive a 1-on-1, or I guess 2-on-2, Raw Tag Team Championship opportunity. And for his Intercontinental title contender, he has chosen the man he will be taking on tonight. The monster among men, Braun Strowman. Make things interested there, as if Team Raw wins Survivor Series, Gerald will take on Braun Strowman with his Intercontinental Championship on the line. And so, 2 men who will be teammates at Survivor Series will face off in non-title action. They had outstanding epic clashes in Season 3. Are we about to witness another one here in our second match of Season 4? Let's find out. Alright, and this match is underway. Gerald right out of the gate with a crossbody. For those of you who followed along in WITM Season 3, you'll notice Gerald has a new entrance theme. It is Awesome God by Carmen. Also a new attire. No longer will he be known as the Country Boy. He is now known as the Laughing Evangelist Gerald. Strowman.
This is not going to be good at all.
Put things away early.
From what heights?
Jumping Gerald off to the side, looking for a finisher. Are we about to witness a squash match?
Talk about domination.
I am shocked, Michael.
There's that huge running power slam. Strowman goes for the cover.
To win this.
And that's the match. Braun Strowman, in just seconds, is your victor. Alright, so one new feature in WWE 2K18 this year is squash matches. Occasionally when a powerhouse goes up against someone that's not considered a powerhouse, or someone with a much higher overall faces someone with a lower one, this can happen, and we have seen our first squash match. Braun Strowman, with just a few moves, defeats the Intercontinental Champion Gerald, the man who will lead Braun Strowman and the New Day at Survivor Series in Team Raw. Braun Strowman showing Gerald, this is what I can do for Team Raw, and this is what I plan on doing to you should we face off after Survivor Series with your Intercontinental title on the line. And our grade for this match, if you can even call it really a match, is 4 stars. I'm not sure how a squash match would get a 4-star rating, but okay. Total match score, 8,208. 0 for back and forth, 700 for signature touch, 6,308 for memorable moments, height and drama 600, move variety 600.
Things have been interesting so far, but now it's time for our main event. Here we go. Time for the Falls Count Anywhere match.
Alright, our main event is a Falls Count Anywhere match. The Universal Champion Kevin Owens taking on Shinsuke Nakamura. And it's going to be a victory for the Universal Champion Owens. So let's get our results from this edition of Raw that featured our first 2 WITM matches. And then we will have our first rankings update of WITM Season 4 before we reveal our SmackDown match. Nikki Bella defeated Asuka to kick off Raw. 2 women's matches to kick off Raw. Ember Moon, the Raw Women's Champion, defeated Nikki Cross and Bayley. Nikki Cross got a no decision. Bayley took the fall. The Usos defeated New Day, represented by Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. And our first WITM match of Season 4, Cruiserweight action. Andrew and Cedric Alexander defeated Jack Gallagher and Drew Gulak, accompanied by the Brian Kendrick. Big E, part of Team Raw Survivor Series, got a good victory against Bobby Roode. Braun Strowman making a statement with a squash match victory over the Intercontinental Champion Gerald. And the Universal Champion Kevin Owens defeated Shinsuke Nakamura in the main event. And for those of you who are new to WITM and may be wondering why our Raw roster looks nothing like the real life roster, that's because back in Season 3 we did our own version of the Superstar Shakeup, and we also have a system of promotions and demotions where talent from NXT can go up to the main roster, and talent from main roster that are struggling can go down to NXT. We'll explain that in a little more detail later on. Alright, so it's time for our first rankings update for WITM Season 4. And I'll explain to you, the new viewers, how that works in just a moment. Alright, we're going to start off with the Raw Women. I'll eventually figure this out. Okay, apparently I'm not in the right menu. There we go. Nikki Bella defeated Asuka. Now what we do for our ranking system, so that in most cases the in-ring performance is what translates into title opportunities. When someone wins a match, they move up one spot in the title rankings. If they lose, they move down one. And if a non-champion defeats the champion in a non-title matchup, that is good for 2 spots up in the rankings. And if someone is part of a multi-man match or multi-woman match, so triple threat, fatal 4-way, 6-man, 8-man, and they take a no decision in that match, they'll not move up or down the rankings. They remain where they were to begin with. So Nikki Bella defeated Asuka. Nikki Bella becomes the #1 contender. Asuka falls to the bottom, number 8. Ember Moon defeated Nikki Cross and Bayley in a triple threat match. Ember Moon is still champion, so no change there. Nikki Cross took a no decision, so she remains at number 5. And Bayley took the fall. She's going to fall to number 3. And the current top 5 contenders to Ember Moon's Raw Women's Championship are number 1, Nikki Bella, number 2, Alicia Fox, number 3, Bayley, number 4, Liv Morgan, and number 5, Nikki Cross. And now the Raw Tag Team rankings. The Usos defeated the New Day. Usos move up to number 5. New Day falls to number 5, so the Usos are going to move up 2 spots to number 4. And that was our only tag team action of this edition of Raw. The top 5 contenders for Raw Tag Team Championships currently held by The Bar. Number 1, Sanity. Number 2, Authors of Pain. Number 3, The Miz Taraj. Number 4, The Usos. And number 5, New Day. And now the Cruiserweight Championship. That is currently held by WITM's own Andrew. Check out he has his own YouTube channel where he is going to be eating nothing but potatoes for a full year. Very interesting. So check out his channel and support another WITM member. The link will be in the description. Anyways, on with the rankings. Andrew and Cedric Alexander defeated Jack Gallagher and Drew Gulak. Andrew is champion, so no change there. Alexander moves up to number 5. Gallagher falls to number 14. And Gulak falls to number 8. The top 5 contenders to Andrew's Cruiserweight Championship. Number 1, Mustafa Ali. Number 2, Akira Tozawa. Number 3, Grand Metalik. Number 4, Lince Dorado. And number 5, Cedric Alexander. And now the Intercontinental Championship. Currently held by WITM's Gerald. Big E defeated Bobby Roode. He's going to move up into the spot previously held by his tag team partner Xavier Woods, up to number 2. Bobby Roode is going to fall outside of the top 5 to number 6. Braun Strowman defeated Gerald in non-title action. That's going to be good for 2 spots up in the rankings. He moves up to number 14. Gerald is champion, so no change there. Kevin Owens defeated Shinsuke Nakamura. They swap spots, Owens to 15, Nakamura to 16. And top 5 contenders to Gerald's Intercontinental Championship are number 1, The Miz, number 2, Big E, number 3, Xavier Woods, number 4, Sheamus, and number 5, Big Cass. And finally, the Universal Championship. Big E defeated Bobby Roode. Big E is not in these rankings, but Roode is. Roode falls to number 7. Oh, I did not mean to make Roode champion. There we go. Now Roode falls to number 7, but Gerald lost as well. So Gerald's going to fall, unfortunately, to the bottom, number 8. Roode falls to number 7. Braun Strowman defeated Gerald. Strowman is not in these rankings. They're going to already move Gerald down, so no change there. Kevin Owens defeated Shinsuke Nakamura. Owens is champion, and Nakamura is not in these rankings. So the top 5 contenders to Owens Universal Championship: number 1, Brock Lesnar; number 2, Finn Balor; number 3, Sheamus; number 4, Randy Orton; number 5, Bray Wyatt. Alright, now we move on to the next show, SmackDown Live. And we will see if SmackDown's team captain, Dalton Roush, will have his first action. And it looks like he will be pictured there in the Tonight Show. And, well, he's pictured, but he's not in a match. I don't know why he would be pictured if they're not going to book him in a match. Alright, so it looks like Dalton is going to get the week off, wrestling-wise. And yes, I realize that's a horrendous caw of Matt Hardy, but if you're the person that made that, I'm sorry. The entrance and moveset and everything are great. The face needs work. But it's the best one available right now, so. Alright, so Dalton Roush will not be in action 5 days prior to Survivor Series, but we will be hearing from Dalton Roush because he will be naming his 3 men he has chosen to wrestle alongside him at Survivor Series as Team SmackDown Live. He will choose 1 SmackDown Tag Team and 1 SmackDown Mid-Carter to be part of Team SmackDown. So that is going to do it for episode number 2 of WITM Season 4. If you're watching via YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification button as well so you'll be notified when new WITM episodes release. Check out our Facebook page. The link is in the description. There you'll find unedited versions of the same episodes on YouTube, as well as all the latest WITM news. Check out our website if you're interested in joining or just getting some more info about WITM. Check out WITM Member Andrew's page, Andrew Spud Strong. Until episode number 3, this is Corey with WITM, signing off.